All right, word. My name's Liam. I like to talk about things that I learn in life and try to convey the value so that you can learn from my mistakes and my doings. So, one thing I've always been really good at is being consistent at things. And I think there's one thing that people fundamentally do wrong in any endeavor that they attempt to be consistent at. So let's take the gym because it's the easiest example that almost everyone in the world has tried. When someone starts the gym, they almost always go into it and try to completely indulge. So they wake up at 6 a.m., they do a 2-hour workout, they go as hard as possible, they try to diet, they try to do all of the things on the first day. And then by day 3, they're like, wow, this sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. Whereas it almost seems simple. It almost seems like this should be intuitive. But if you can't do it forever, simply do not do it for a day. So if your goal was to read 10 pages every day, start with 3. 3 pages is so easy that when you have to go back to the book, you're not afraid of it. There's not some fear around it that makes it feel burdensome. So I think it's all about making it so easy for yourself in the beginning that you pop that fear bubble and you almost become familiar and friendly with the endeavor. So for the gym, which is a widely desirable habit to develop, I would say go to the gym for 20 minutes your first week. You want the feeling of it doesn't feel like I'm doing enough. You want that because when you remove the obligation and the feeling that it's a burden, that's when you intuitively go back for more on your own. That's the feeling you want. You want to be grabbing for more by yourself as opposed to having to drag yourself to the gym because you're trying to do something that's out of grasp. So you can apply that to pretty much anything. Do whatever feels too easy in the beginning. So this is how I approached reading, because I had always wanted to read. Everybody wants to read as well. They say they're going to read. They have books in their house, but they don't actually read daily. That was me about a year ago. And I got a book called The Miracle Morning. It's about how important the morning is. And for whatever reason, I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to actually finish this book, which that's not anything peculiar. I've thought that many times before I actually got into the book. But for whatever reason, I got into this book. It kind of flowed really nicely. I think what caught me was the beginning was I think it's called the 95% reality check. And it's basically that 95% of people will not be financially free and will not ever have claimed to achieve happiness in their life. That's literally the statistics. And so when I heard that, I was like, yo, that's fucking crazy. So insane hook, whatever. I finished that book. It was pretty short. It was really easy to read. And from then on, the momentum picked up. So that's what you want. Because every time I don't want to go to the gym, I tell myself I'm going to do a short workout. And sometimes I do. Sometimes my workouts are 10, 15 minutes. And it's still effective. But one of the oldest, I suppose, productivity hacks is whatever that thing is that you don't want to do with all of your body. You do not want to do the thing. It just makes you want to curl up and fucking do drugs or something. Whatever that thing is, tell yourself you can do it for 1 minute. And if you don't want to do it anymore, fine. The problem is when you let the fear around the certain activity consume you and essentially win against you. Once that happens, it's too far gone. It only builds and it only grows. The fear, that is. Once that fear grows to a certain point, just forget it. You can always come back, but it gets harder and harder as the fear grows around whatever the activity is. So the easiest and most painless way to get around that is to pop it in the smallest form. So if I said I wanted to work out, or I really don't want to work out one day, I'll just tell myself, all right, I'm going to go for 10 minutes. If I don't feel like continuing after those 10 minutes, I can leave. Guess what normally happens every time I tell myself that? I'd say 80% of the time, the momentum carries through the workout. And I end up doing a full workout. And in fact, those typically end up being the best lifts that I have. It's the ones that I thought I really didn't want to do, but I still do them anyways. Those are always the best ones. And that's just a lesson I've learned. And it gets to a point when you become so consistent at something that there's no fear at all. You're so familiar with it. Reading, I read about an hour every day. It almost feels, it's like nothing. There's no fear around it. I'm not hesitant to pick up a book, open it, and read it. I've done it so many times. I'm so familiar, and I'm so consistent with it. And that's the thing about consistency that trumps all other points of view around it. So sometimes people will say, well, if I'm not going to do a full workout, what's the point? I might as well wait till tomorrow. I completely disagree. I think for the reasons I just stated before, the consistency and the compounding interest of your consistency is way more powerful than you doing the full workout, which sometimes leads to you skipping even more. I would rather go in for 20 minutes, be intense, get it done quick, and check the box, and allow myself to keep the familiarity, because that's what's important. And so when you do that for so long, the fear eradicates into irrelevance. The fear is just gone. I like getting to that point, which you can never get to if you let the fear win and skip whatever the activity is. So I hope this was helpful. I feel like this was a really valuable video. I feel like I was spitting. So my name's Liam. Check out my other stuff if you thought this was cool. Some videos are better than others, but I always make a video and I apply the same rules to my YouTube channel. And that's how I have so many videos, and that's how I have over 1,000 subscribers, by just filming in my cars, because I do it every day. So peace out. Have an amazing day.